So today we're gonna be finishing our quests. I need awesome. Yes, so last quest we left off with Forazan's hangout, so we're gonna head to we're gonna complete our missions first. Can Rudolph give? Who would give someone a fruit? I mean, if it's a monkey, they would 100% love fruit. Leave the cathedral. Bro, look at Songyun, like, straight up at, like, the... You just teleport to here. I don't know why I'm doing that, but like... Anyway. F. Do you know anything about presents? What time? But I have no idea when my mom's coming home, so I'm gonna have to like do this like very quickly. Plus, I'm gonna start my commission to them going move into I mean, of course, guys, I can't complete my daily commissions.
Time to go. Time to go.
Anything the knights can do.
Like, these are very hard, but like the attacking commissions, they're pretty easy for me. Rakazo just echoed the entire area. For some reason, I just thought someone was behind me. Okay, so...
Into the wind. This is...
Oh no, he died.
One with nature. Time to go. The wind knows me. One with my blade. From whence you came.
Next location is we have the
Off we go! Adventure time!
Wind Strider. One with nature.
Let's light it up!
full speed ahead. Let's see, it was to a fast. Is our character's fast like Eminem's rapping? Are you gonna Usain Bolt this? It's cause jumps from the bridge. Rolling in all the cryo slimes as Bennett dives down. I'm challenging him. Puzzle. As they charge through the wind rings, charging into the
wind.
Stone really curve, not stone rock. As they all three of them, they make it to the bridge. Well, they make it though. And they made it. Alright, that's all our commission's done. So, what do you want me to do these quests or do you want me to do
Clear weather all around
Calvin
brightens the heart.
I think we're gonna be doing
Time to go.
because these quests is quite long. I think I might
Ad
do
Astra
the
Abyssosk.
Caliber quest and
Thank you for completing today.
what? Oh, we just hit
Ad
AR
Astra Abyssosk.
58.
Welcome to the.
I can pick this up. What's going on?
Ad Astra Abyss.
Let's hope the two harbingers are okay with me attacking their puppets. Let's do that. Now we should be heading to... What's the notification say? Install. So let's see who's on the... Who's in this banner. So we have Dory, Layla, and Cookie. And we have Nilu here. Act 2 for Nikita's quest and more on Noda's hangout. So the thing's gonna be going from 2nd of May. So April 12th to 2nd of May. So if you want to get your Nilus and Nikitas, they've dumped the battle pass. Oh well.
Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your
Anyway, let's just make it work. No. Harbinger of Dawn. Story quest. Yeah. Jade. When are you and Paimon stopped by the Grand Bazaar? That's a great idea. We should head to the Grand Bazaar. I'm sure stuff will be very bizarre there. The Grand. Oh, that's Caravan Road. Sorry, confused. Is Caravan Road in academia or like? I'm confused. Anyway, we should be on a. Oh, never mind. It's on there. Yeah, I might make a Minecraft video after this, like. Some inside. So that's the Grand Bazaar.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list?
What were we shopping for?
Oh,
yeah, we're going
what
for
a
Legend of Zelda.
mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some.
Biryani.
We can still add it to the list.
Ayo. Hello.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
We haven't
So
seen
you two
her
are
for
still hanging out together.
haven't
Dia,
seen
didn't
her
you say
since,
last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends.
3.2.
The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me-
I told Dia to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dia wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dia. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes! Paimon can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so
What
many
did I do back
places I
then?
still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Huh.
Oh, come on.
I can
Not
relate
this
to that.
again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know,
All right, fine. Ever since you first set foot up, have you been delaying our...
Nah,
Would you swear on that? If something...
Oh, looks like Dunyarzad was onto something.
What are you on?
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you.
Well,
I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything
so
operates
is it
on a
like that,
completely different
that
set of
show, what is
rules.
it, that one, I've forgotten what it's called.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady,
That's what friendship's about.
you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion.
She's never gonna give her up, never
Okay,
gonna let her.
let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a
Nice.
complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora.
She's never gonna give her up, never gonna let her down, never gonna roll around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
My brigade is
Anyway,
called the Blazing Beasts.
The
We're not a
Blazing
large
Beasts-
group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of Mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's Relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
I don't know. They must really look up to Pokimane.
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they
Oh, yeah,
weren't
from back
friendly at
then.
all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al-Akmar.
Dakan?
Khan.
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years.
Stupid.
Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan
Yeah, I thought someone was
al-Akmar is
behind
led
me.
by my father, Kusela.
Say what now?
That sounds like the shit between Nishida and Layla.
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yep, the scenes tend to be quite gruesome too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them. Not only
Hey,
have they
yo.
targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
Cannibalism.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years.
We see, love is a very strong force, and you see, a lot of people like have like a very desire for love. See, love is in the eyes of the beholder, and see, it can kind of possess people, and that's what you call a simp.
If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target.
Oh no!
I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Spare the younglings! Master Skywalker! There are too many of them! What are we going to do?
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women.
Ew! Hey, my guy! Hey, my guy! Hey! I think I can handle this. Hey, what's up, man? Chasing after women, yeah. That's a lot of boys nowadays. See? That's why we bond with the Sigmas and the Gorillas. The Gorillas. You've got to join the Gorillas. We'll bring peace to the world.
Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step into...
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
I'm sorry, Dia.
She was
I didn't know.
She probably, his dad probably got with a lot of women and then accidentally had Dia, then probably threw her away. Poor soul.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person.
I called it! I called it! I called it!
He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me.
Aww.
He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Pretty childish story there. What story is you into?
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
That's true. Pretty like Disney stuff, but...
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull.
Yeah.
He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play.
What?
Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him, until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them.
Hey, she's the Sumeru ruler, like Claymore user, opposite element, released in 5 of the region versions, and you know.
No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me. Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that...
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
I'll come to the desert.
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess, too.
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took... I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Let me head to Caravan Rebot. For some reason I always called it Caravan Rabbit. I don't know. Probably because my brother's friend was a rabbit. It's because he had huge buck teeth. But you see he also has
Hey,
huge buck
Dia,
teeth,
you're
which
back.
is-
Are these two friends of yours? Oh, so you've already become like one of us then? Well, that's good to know. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ahmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
The hell? They all attack each other? Hey, friendly fire.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. But it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
Huh.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market.
Oh my.
A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
It sounds mighty strange to me, too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say, though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dia, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebot. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him.
Hey, I know you're like that, my guy.
Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will
Oh. In that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dia.
I can't say that on Twitch.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Got it. I'm,
Don't worry about her. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea.
Oh, one other thing, Dia. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't.
Gotta admit, I can
Guys,
understand
you
their
guys saw what
disappointment,
she
though.
said.
You're
She
our
didn't say
brigade's main
anything
selling
about
point,
any
after
other.
all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows.
Where they go?
The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious?
I have that
Why have
recorded.
I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now,
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
More or less.
Yes.
There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
yeah, you hear her, Holof? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here's the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dakan al-Akhmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them and—
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my—
Will do. You stay safe, Dia.
Yep. There's nothing there. Was that a domain?
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be—
No need to worry. He knows his way around.
Here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
We get Dia. Let me see. Nice. Beacon of the Red Sea. Noblesse. Great choice. Helens. Voice Amber May. 7th of April.
Feeling lucky
Let's get it on! Hi! Cha!
Where do you...
How am I going?
Law of the jungle!
Yeah! Hi! Cha! Here! Cha! Buckle up!
I'll be back. No more tricks up your sleeve. You're the Flame Mane.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you...
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're... Think about it, though. You've got 5 seconds.
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way.
Oh my.
2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
They're gonna have to buff up that.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
Did he try to kill himself?
I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
My question.
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm
Exam box. Weapons, bandages. There's a child in there.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and that person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered. Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shahzaman Homayani?
Homayani? You mean Dunyarzad's family?
Oh no.
Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shahzaman Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family.
Oh hell no.
Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry, you're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But
I'll find
what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakana Lakmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shahzaman as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Ribat or Port Ormos. Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homianis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the Master would stoop so low to make Mora. You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do now? Oh,
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. This is
If we're
bad.
lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakan al-Akmar.
Dia, are you sure this is the best decision? What?
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust.
That's true.
She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion.
That's true.
That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
Yeah, I still have the chocolate from last stream yesterday. Yeah, so it's gonna be no Valorant stream because he went out and I don't know what time we're gonna be on for that. And I had to go to sleep because it was getting late. Hey,
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we're still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that. Yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that.
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and on any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, Dunyarzad, we're back! So tell—
well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can. My father has been
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way?
Thank you for sharing all this. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dia?
About that. Well, the Homiyanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of Mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought. I think I get what you're saying. You think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seemed strange or out of place. If my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dia into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dia to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
That can't be true.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Junior Zod.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you.
It shouldn't have been harsh, that's too harsh.
Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to...
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserved... However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dia.
It's all right, Dia. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking...
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, trust! You said that yourself, Dia! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. In which case, my lady?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet...
Usual place?
Where we going?
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler, and next to him is his travel companion, Paimon.
Ah, yes. My daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may skip all the pleasantries for now. What is the important matter you wish to discuss with me today?
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your attention. There's something on this record that we're all pretty curious about.
So, that's what you found? Huh. Seems like I can't keep everything from you much longer.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long and difficult story. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. What I do know, though, Dia, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will likely cause you a great amount of anguish.
Wait, me?
Yes, I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do the right thing. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, ignorance is bliss. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth, but I must warn you, the facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the wind.
Foreshadowing.
If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade into the wind like a fleeting mirage.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight for. None of these things have anything to do with him. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homayani family. No warning will change my stance on that.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby Eremites lent us their support. Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade, Dakan al-Ahmar. Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dakan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really?
Whoa!
I never knew.
Whoa! 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 I think I know where this is going.
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age.
Oh, I see where this is going.
We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and...
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself. He couldn't even walk anymore without his cane.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come in handy one day? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts, and in particular, a mercenary named Dia.
So he was the one who recommended Dia to you.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dia could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous...
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, and that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and I, although...
He was always...
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dia's fees. Eventually, The letter contained a request.
Wait!
That's right. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk.
If you want me to take off the mask,
If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dia at risk. That thought took after some deliberate... I am. Oh, in the end...
If you can, none of the things if all he wants to do...
Oh no. Dia, please don't feel that way.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his action. Another way? I don't know. I knew him, and he was nothing more than a childish brute. I can't understand, but I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet.
I'll do my best to help. I don't know Kusela's exact... However, He's responsible, I've heard.
Understood.
I'll stay and be with my father. My father hasn't. I feel like.
Yes. It's time to face.
Exorcism uses thaumaturgy and martial arts to conquer evil. There are other means to the same end, but they are not the true way.
I want to buy more.
Yep. Architect of the mosque. Yeah, so anyhow. No outside. Sadly. No message yet. There is.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps? Pretty bold, if you ask me.
Shh. Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me.
Hey, Luigi.
We should take this elsewhere. I'll be happy to talk things over once we're somewhere private. This place should do. All right. Back to my question. How did you all know about me?
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it for you anyway, Mora?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I weighed it in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some quick Mora.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dakan al-Akmar, and we're gonna put an end to their operations. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a good word later to reduce the terms of your punishment.
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite a bit of Mora from my last run. You just give me a number, and
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is after something other than money.
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some nice words for me later. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the desert. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just...
Sure. And then you...
Hey, come on.
Really?
All right, I get it.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you...
I take my meals cold to quiet the spirit and calm my vital energies. Xingxin infused water with ice is the most...
Where are we off to? Why are we off to some random place in the desert? Anyway, it's Monday, so...
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Tia, why are you here?
Yeah, why the hell are you here? What kind of random reaction is that?
Yeah! One with nature. Let's get it on! Hi! Look alive! Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
You asked for it.
Fourth, my blade.
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding him anymore. Did you understand a single word I just said? Or do I need to bash your skull in some more?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dia, the boss can't come out and see you anymore. He died a long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Let me start from the beginning. Dia, do you know how the head of the Relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's Relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters. Whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a symbol of loyalty, and that's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. But you, Dia, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's sinister rules. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. He said he'd take care of the dues we had to pay regularly to headquarters. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. What could he do? He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses and get beaten up as a result.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any of this, and I'd never seen him get injured or beaten.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So, even the blazing beasts were...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you, you probably would have been reduced to a pulp before you ever left the desert.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and raised everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks, but from the other brigades as well. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of Khan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that Boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to... There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went, but we won't let any of them escape our wrath. They'll all pay for what they've done.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, all we can do is exchange our... We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many... We were also able to attract many... Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now...
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. Boss always loved his old... We used to always laugh at him for it. But in the... As for me... But... Maybe we were all just... I'm sorry, Dia. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dia?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell good from... All I know is that Deshret's relics must be destroyed. Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this...
Thank you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment like that.
Considering all the losses...
He can think whatever he wants, but the fact is...
So is it just like a ribbon?
Follow the wind.
So I just thought someone was gonna bust it in the
Time to go.
Yeah, people like to walk in my room and annoy me. Pretty annoying. It's pretty easy. It's easy for
One
other
with nature.
People like them. Just like for the most ridiculous reasons. Especially
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
What team is good for Dia? Let me get Yeah, I'm keep Xingqiu. I'll keep Kokomi. I'll put Bennett.
You want me on your team?
This'll do.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on the inside.
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many people they've got left, though.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left, it could still take us out.
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits on them. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before, but their name means nothing now.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here.
Happy to oblige. No, my sword.
You are not
Witness the power of Gawak.
Law of the jungle.
Let's light it up. I'm going in. Wakula. Cha. Kya. Ha. Ha. Hai. Ha. 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 Look alive!
How regretful. I'll take my leave.
Rain outlines your fate. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Hold the line.
I'll be back.
Following orders.
A new punching bag.
Gloves off.
Take that! I'll need.
Wakula.
Need. That's close enough. Feeling. Today. Come on, you coward. I'll be back. No more tricks up your sleeve.
Wakula. Hi. I'm going in.
Can we hit more
Rain
rounds?
cutter. Know my sword. Rain outlines your.
Allow me.
You asked for it.
You want this? No more tricks up your sleeve. Try to kiss off.
Know my sword.
You want this one?
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Right, everyone move, everyone move.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, Seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through. Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better.
Behind there!
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something. Let's try our luck with that.
Okay,
Let's try to go upstairs. Alright, so... Maybe if we change the color? Raise it? Ah, there we go.
Rain outlines your fate. Let's light it up! Witness the power of Guhua! Know my sword!
I'm going to bring this.
Look alive! Rain outlines your fate.
There we go.
Body and mind.
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
we just need to adjust it a little.
Yeah, adjust. We can lower it. And there we go. Lower.
Everybody stand back! Ring cutter! You're dead meat! Buckle up! Yeah!
He's visible now.
Rain outlines your fate.
Let's get it on!
Let me read you a verse.
Alright. There's more of them.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Off we go! Rain outlines your fate.
Covenant of the Deep!
Gloves off!
Look alive! Rest and rebuild!
Stonecutter! I'm going in! Buckle up! Ha! Hi! Ah! Cha! Ah!
We're gonna need a character who buffs physical damage.
Rain outlines your fate.
We can't just rely on Bennett. And Benny Boy. Change color. Just like the GTA barbers. We're in a mysterious room.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side.
Who's this?
But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks defying all expectations.
Don't waste your breath. You have nowhere to run.
Run? Had I wanted to run, I would have fled 1,000 times already. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even if I could leave this place behind, all that awaits me now are endless days of humiliation and ruin. Even now, my brothers and I still believe in one thing. The greatest should never live to remember their fall.
So you want to go out in a blaze of glory?
Let us draw our weapons! We will show them the true power King Deshret bestowed upon his followers. They are but two, while we hold within ourselves the entirety of the relic's glory. Wave 1, charge! Eliminate them!
Let me lead you first. Let's light it up! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Hold the line!
You're dead meat! Take that!
Let's get it on!
The last guy.
I'll be back. Don't think that you've won.
They're back.
You're just getting started.
Buckle up! Hi!
Now you're testing my patience.
Gloves off!
He's back.
Will. Again.
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
That's what 19 would do.
Teamwork is dream.
Rest and rebuild!
I'm getting sick. Let me lead you.
Now you're testing my patience.
You asked for it.
Will.
Brothers! With me, this is where we prove our faith.
All just wanna die?
None of us plans to leave this place alive!
Witness the power of the one.
Sacrifice is ready.
Let's get it on!
Oh, here comes the scorpion
Pressure
or
waves
whatever.
and raise a storm!
Nope, it was an alligator.
Where do you think you're going?
Hold the line.
Rain outlines your fate. Body another. Let's light it up! Why do they never miss?
Uphill battle.
Let me weave you a verse.
I'm going in. Allow me.
You're dead meat!
The golden slumber.
The commander has finally fallen.
That's a lot.
But they're still coming at us. This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep coming no matter how many we beat.
Yes, keep fighting! There's no need to fear, and no need to back down! This is our last stand!
When the next wave comes, try to draw away their attacks. I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel! Ugh, so they've broken through the front as well.
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like absolute madmen. No matter how much we throw at them, they just keep coming for more.
So, it would...
Time to pay for everything you've done, Michel.
You think I would give you that opportunity? I will be buried in the sand, alongside all the rest of our fading.
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey, Dia! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
Oh, I think you died. Anyway. This kind of reminds me of Lyco. Sci-fi.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all the way to your headquarters?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead. How are we—
Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela?
Why would I know? It's not like I'm in charge or anything.
This is your last chance to talk.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. I'm telling the truth. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every name and face with so many people coming in and out every day?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room? Answer me!
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's not like any of them still matter anyway.
I mean the old records room.
The old records room? You mean the one that got burned down? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember him now. The guy who could hardly walk. Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about. He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Oh my.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is perfectly aware of what he had done. Tell me, where is the old records room?
It's just over there. Go see it for yourself if it means that. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of inferno. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
I want to check if there's anything. It's kind of like a divine beast in Legend of Zelda. If you, there's just a body here. Leave the space can no longer enter again.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneaking in here to start a fire? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after starting the fire, right?
Tia.
The way she just said it.
I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful thinking. Let's look around. Maybe we can find something that's been left behind.
Hi,
Is this a
stepbrother.
cane?
7749.
Must be the one that Dia's father used.
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
Bro.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh?
What you found?
Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dia has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all.
Look at her face.
Dia, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dia, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
Yeah.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
Aww. Also, share the Cults Fairy, which should join the investigation in the name of the Resorting Order. A member shall of the Desert were brought to justice, and the members of the Dark Alkmaar turned themselves into the authorities. The cane that once belonged to Kusala seemed to dear Sarah. No, I couldn't read that fast. I was too slow. Hey, you're too slow.
What's this?
We all on the Paimon tag. That's Paimon. We cooked her. Like we threw her in the pot and then we cooked her with some curry leaves, some spices, some turkey, and some I don't know. I forgot what else to put in there.
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money.
Huh? How'd you get out of there?
And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said it was an adorable thing to say.
Oh, just like someone I know.
These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy. Hey, this way you get something from the both of us for the price of one. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Junior Azad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on our way back, so I didn't know what to say. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace, and I was left feeling more empty than ever before. It was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. But perhaps to us, it's the most worthless thing of all. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth. We're hypocrites. All of us.
Aww.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You're back! Are all of you alright?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do... Huh? Dia, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
I'm sorry. I really should have...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well.
But Dia, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need...
Hey, don't worry about me. My father probably thought that thought has even crossed my mind. However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to... But now that I can...
I understand.
That doesn't mean I won't be... It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of...
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new... Why don't we go for...
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along, too.
I can't thank you enough for...
Anyway, I need to get my team back going on. And also, we can also check out the new characters if they're revealed now. so. Grand Bazaar's above, isn't it?
One with my blade. I ride on wind and cloud alike.
Is this the way? Yay!
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Is it shots and all that? Bro, that guy
Aren't
wants
you
to.
that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk? Wait, are you here to take revenge on us?
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all in a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the... Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence. But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves in to the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that it contained some of the old man's last possessions. Everything left in the...
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left behind. Huh. It feels lighter than expected.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat.
Same.
But let's see what's inside. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk.
Perhaps it's just been left on.
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed, and it looks it was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
That probably means this was really important to him.
And here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of snacks. He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, he always ate more than I ever did. Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Isn't that just common sense? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? Why are these things here? I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box as some kind of personal trash heap and dumped any and everything in there. 2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
Huh? There's something in the bottle!
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up to Dia. It's all right. I'll just read it out. If you went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been...
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, everyone enjoyed having you in the group. But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably Idrisi's fault. He was never up to any good.
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that... I was never your father to begin with.
Guys, I think we've opened the rabbit hole. Let's click. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, what?
That's my reaction. Wait, what?
Surely, he must be joking, right?
That's the one.
I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, but as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day and discovered a baby in the sands. It was you. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny, but your cries were so loud they made my head hurt.
Sounds like he...
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I was their most esteemed leader after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, Dia, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose. Or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it.
I'll help too.
Thank you. My life is certainly because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by
Wow. That was a very, very heartwarming story, like. So guys, that's gonna be the end of the stream today. So in the next stream, hopefully tomorrow, we're going to be finishing the Caribou quest line. And then this is gonna be the end of the stream today. And then I'll see you all next time tomorrow. Bye everyone.